Hi, I'm Edwin Valles, your host for Be Not Afraid, a podcast where we listen to stories of LGBT persons journeying through their Catholic faith. No? In this particular episode, ako po yung guest. No? I was interviewed for my thesis work, theological thesis work, and we're already on the third part. No? Yung first two parts, we listened to the homosexual experience, and then we discerned it in the light of Christ. Itong third part po, ito na po yung practical part, no? So pag-uusapan natin with all that theological reflection, baka naman too high sounding, applicable ba siya in a pastoral setting, no? So itong third part po, binahagi ko po ano yung mga pwede nating gawin, no? In terms of pastoral accompaniment towards our LGBT brothers and sisters. I hope you'll find time to listen to this interview and learn from whatever I have shared. No? So again, I invite everyone to listen to this episode now.
This is the third episode of my interview with my fellow podcaster, Edwin Valles. And in this episode, Edwin will will give us tips, no, on how to prepare a pastoral accompaniment program for people with homosexual inclination. And this is very helpful to all parish workers out there. Thank you. Welcome again to Buhay Parang Life, Edwin.
Thanks, Rita, for having me. Hello po sa mga viewers ng Buhay Parang Life. And also, this will be cross-posted in my own program, Be Not Afraid as well. So hi to mga Be Not Afraid watchers.
Hello, mga Be Not Afraid watchers. So Edwin, ganda, shinare mo na yung result ng study. So ano yan? Scientific data yan. And then, in the second episode, na-correlate natin yung passion of Christ to the wounds of the person with homosexual inclination. Now tell us, and this is very helpful, paano ba tayo makagraft ng pastoral accompaniment program? Kasi ito ang laging sinasabi ng simbahan. Kailangan ng accompaniment, kailangan. Pero we do not really know what to do. Although yung first two episodes, medyo nabigyan mo na kami ng tip kasi may scientific na, may social science and numbers na, may theological na. Now, paano kami, tell us how we can craft a program that is effective and ano mang masasabi ko, full of compassion, full of understanding.
Okay. Sige, so nandito na rin tayo sa third part, no? Yung tapos na tayo sa listen or see, tapos na rin tayo sa judge or discern, ngayon nasa act or accompany na. So ano bang gagawin natin, di ba? Parang ano ba to? Ano ba to na papanong si Eche Homo is the homosexual person? Parang ano ba ibig sabihin niya, no? So for the third part, yung sa act accompany, nakipag-dialogue na naman ako sa siyensya, Rita. No? So, mahilig ako, in my research, mahilig ako makipag-dialogue in other sciences. But this time, kung dun sa first part, nag-dialogue ako with social science research. No? So, this time, dun sa third part, I dialogue with medical science. No? Kasi kung pinag-usapan natin ang sugat is actually a medical condition. No? So, ni-research ko, ano ba ang ginagawa ng mga doktor kapag yung isang tao ay nasugatan, no? So apparently meron pala tayong tinatawag na gold standard in wound care management, no? So again, this was a field of mga wound experts, no? So they share their experiences and they summarize what for them ang gold standard of proper wound care management, no? So siguro yun yung frame, no? So para may handle tayo, no? So
and kapag this is what we hope to do, you know,
yes, para lang mas madaling maintindihan, no? So kapag nasugatan tayo, ang unang-unang daw dapat ginagawa is linisin ang sugat, no? To summarize yung wound care management frame, it abides by the time principle. Ang tinatawag ng time principle, T-I-M-E. Okay. T stands for tissue management. I stands for infection control. M stands for moisture control. E stands for edge of wound. So, isa-isayin ko yan. No? So, pag
yung E,
edge of wound.
Edge of wound. Okay, isa-isahin natin, Edwin, for
sige.
Better understanding.
So, yung T, so tissue management, simple lang yung first step. Lahat tayo alam natin kapag nasugatan tayo, lilinisin natin ang sugat. Yun po yung tissue management. No? So we have to make sure that the wound is clean. No? So hugasan natin siya, dapat walang dirt, walang debris. No? So kung halimbawa na nadapa tayo, dapat walang mga bato-bato dyan or whatever, walang necrotic tissue. No? So yung namamatay na skin. No? So dapat malinis na malinis. Yung mga chronic wounds, sinisurgical, meron pa silang tinatawag na surgical debridement, no? Talagang i-scrape yung sugat na malinis para from that raw skin doon magkakaroon ng growth and healing. No? So yun yung first step, no? So tissue management. And then kapag malinis na yung sugat, ang next step na gagawin natin is to make sure na to address the threat of infection. No? So, yun yung second I, infection. No? So,
parang infection na wag na kumalat sa katawan mo?
Kasi parang opening yun sa skin and lahat tayo, yung sugat is opening sa skin and lahat ng skin ng tao, whether flawless or hindi, meron po siyang natural flora. No? So, may mga natural bacteria talaga ang balat ng tao. No? So, kaya dahil may opening sa skin, pwede yung mga bacteria na gano'n is pasukan yon, magkaroon ng opportunistic infection. No? So, kaya kapag pagtaas malinis yung sugat, we have to address yung threat of infection. Kaya yung iba, gumagamit ng antiseptic, kagaya ng parang povidone iodine, no? Or agua oxinada, yung mga and the likes. No? Iba gumagamit ng antibiotic, no? So, mupiricin or whatever, para hindi ma-infect yung sugat. Kasi kapag infected ang sugat po, hindi naging optimal yung healing, no? So, hindi kumaga impediment siya for the optimal healing of the wound, no? So, kaya ang pangatlong step po is moisture, no? So, according to medical science, yung merong healthy amount of moisture na kailangan doon sa wound site para magkaroon siya ng optimal healing. Hindi siya pwedeng basang-basa, hindi rin siya pwedeng tuyong-tuyo, no? So, kaya nga hindi maganda ginagamit ang alcohol sa sugat, no? Aside from the fact it's painful, ang alcohol kasi nakaka-dry, no? So, nadideprive na yung wound site ng necessary moisture for optimal healing. So, yung moisture, it has to be the right amount, no? So, yung mga chronic wounds, yung mga malalang wounds, may iba-ibang technology na dyan, no? So, nagpo-provide sila ng moisture or tinatanggal nila yung excessive moisture, no? Doon sa, yung parang mga plaster sila nilalagay, no? So, that's the third step. And then, po, yung edge of wound, yung medical professional, yung doctor po, habang ginagamot niya yung sugat, tinitignan niya yung dulo ng sugat, di ba? Kung nagdidikit ba siya, nagdidikit na ba yung edge, ibig sabihin nun yung ginagawa niya tama or nag-work, no? Okay. Pero kapag yung edge lalo pang naglalayo or naghihiwalay, ibig sabihin nun lumalaki pa yung sugat, then the doctor needs to change yung intervention niya, no? So it's a feedback system dun sa proseso, no? So yun yung yun yung gold standard of proper wound care management, no? In its most basic form, abides by the time principle, no? So ganun din yung proposal ko in terms of pastoral accompaniment.
Okay.
I-frame din natin siya dun sa 4 steps, no? So yung first po, yung tissue management part is, ang una-una po natin kailangan gawin is tulungan natin yung mga LGBT persons to help clear the wreckage of their past, no? So parang gusto natin na linisin yung whatever pain or discomfort or struggle that they're going through right now, no? So marami po tayong pwedeng gawin in this regard, no? So meron po dyan, for example, yung simple gift of presence, no? So kung halimbawa, itong LGBT brother na to, inabandona ng nanay, di ba? Parang inabandona ng tatay, no? Or parang in-isolate ng mga boys or ng mga girls, no? Nung high school, no? Na bully. Parang then we offer our presence, no? So we have to be present for them kasi lahat ng tao nangangailangan ng presence of other persons, no? So it just so happens sa itong tao na to, for whatever reason, nawalan siya ng presence of a critical person or critical persons in his or her life, no? So we have to be that presence, no, that can help them parang slowly heal from that sense of abandonment,
And
no? So
did you quantify that presence? Kasi parang medyo, how much presence ba? Like sa mga nakikinig natin family and life workers, parang nakakatakot, no? My presence. So parang medyo demanding yan of my person. So, did
siguro
you
parang quality
quantify
time yan eh. Yung parang,
quality time?
yeah, quality time yan. Siguro more than quantity. It's really just being present to them, no? Parang na pag pumunta ako ng simbahan, pag meron akong kailangan ko makausap, may makikinig sa akin. Sa
So,
kaka-research ko, meron daw isang, I heard, no? So meron isang community sa ano ba to, sa isang military base, I think in Singapore or maybe in Hawaii. Ang ginagawa nila, syempre yung mga ano ba to, mga soldiers na pinapadala abroad, 'di ba? So nawawala ng tatay yung mga pamilya na yun. So gagawin ng mga ibang fathers who are there will be present for them, no? So para meron pa ring father figure even if their true fathers are fighting in war, no, in another country. Meron din isang ministry for among the Protestants, ang tawag doon is a Stephen ministry. Ang ginagawa lang niya to listen, no? So for 1 hour, any church member can approach a Stephen minister and the Stephen minister will just listen. Wala siyang gagawin. Bawal siya mag-advise, bawal siya para ang gagawin nila is just to listen, no? To be present.
Makikinig lang. And maybe
Oo.
also, no, tama ba na naisip ko na pag nakita mo sila, you really, parang nakita mo sila, nakita mo na
Exactly.
so,
Yeah,
hindi yung parang nadaanan mo lang, nakita mo
Oo.
talaga. So that
Yeah.
is already parang presence na yun, no?
Yes.
For the wounded person.
Tapos yun. And then for to help clear the wreckage of their past, if you have training, 'di ba? Then you can do counseling. You can also do parang help in the trauma recovery, pero yun na nga, it takes special training for that, no? Siguro in a Christian setting, another step that can help them clear the wreckage of their past is maybe samahan sila sa forgiveness journey, no? So halimbawa parang na-trauma sila sa magulang or na-trauma sila sa kanilang abuser, no? So maybe they're experiencing deep hate, no? So or unforgiveness, and for good reason, no? So parang mahirap ata mag-forgive ng mga nakasakit sa atin in a very deep way, no? Pero we all know na it's very necessary for the esteem of a person to be able to learn how to forgive. Kahit alam natin na napakahirap at napakahabang proseso na yon, no? So therefore kailangan ng tao na may kasama doon sa difficult journey na yun of forgiveness, no? So kung tayo nakakaranas tayo ng sama ng loob at hanggang ngayon dala-dala natin, so alam natin kung gaano katagal at gaano kahirap ang proseso na to, no? So yun, so to help them journey through that forgiveness. And siguro a fifth way to help clear the wreckage of the past is to encourage them to grow in chastity, no? So like example yung mga sexual abuse experience, no? So ang nangyari kasi diyan, like example encourage, na in-interview ko sa kanila at tinanong ko kailan mo ba ni-discover na meron kang same-sex attraction? Parang may mga courage brothers sinasabi nila, simula nung minolesta ako ng uncle ko, no? So lalaki to, minolesta ng uncle nila. And pareho sila sinasabi nila na whenever they have an urge to commit a homosexual act, naaalala nila yung tito nila na minolesta sila. Kasi nga yung pinag-usapan natin doon sa first episode na may body memory, no? Yung physical stimulation. So
body memory.
Correct. So yun, in that particular case, no? So parang what yung LGBT person needs to understand is as long as they continue to act on the homosexual act, di lalong nauungkat yung sugat ng sexual abuse experience, di ba? So,
pero mahirap yan, di ba, Edwin?
Mahirap talaga.
Encourage them to stop if they are already doing the act.
Tama, yes.
Also.
Kaya nga mahaba, di ba? Yun nga, yung accompaniment is a journey. Di ba? Parang hindi talaga natin pwede sabihin na nalaman ko yung thesis ni Edwin, pag kinausap ko, magbabago na yung, parang mahirap siya na proseso.
In your experience, Edwin, because you do this in courage, no? In your experience, nagkakaroon ba talaga ng okay, hindi na pero kumbaga nadadapa ulit, kumbaga ginagawa
Yes.
ulit.
Yes. Yung journey to chastity, akala kasi ng tao is like parang like a straight line na pag ganun,
Oo,
diagonal,
na
no?
one time, big time,
Yung
no, wala na.
conversion, no.
Ganun.
Yung conversion journey is like that. Parang ganun, parang pa-fluctuate. Pero ang laging sinasabi ko sa kanila lahat, tignan nyo rin yung overall trend, no? Huwag kayong mag-focus dun sa down, ganyan, ganyan. Pero
Right.
kahit kagaganyan nyo, baka parang from a bigger picture perspective, you're actually improving, no? So, we can also look at it. So, parang in measurable, so for example, before, every day ka nagma-masturbate, no? So parang in your struggle, nagiging every other day na lang siya. That's already an improvement. You should celebrate it. You're actually growing in the virtue of chastity that way. Yan.
All right.
So yun yung number one step. Sorry, ang haba ng aking
Yung tissue control ba yan?
Tissue management, correct.
Tissue management, all right.
And then yung second step po is yung infection control. So ano ba yung infection in the spiritual setting? Di syempre sin, di ba? Kasalanan, satanas, evil, no? So sila yung mga opportunistic bacteria sa ating spiritual life, no? So therefore, yung step na to, yung practical accompaniment step is to help them or facilitate for them or journey with them in their deepening of their personal encounter with the Lord, no? So si Jesus Christ lamang ang most powerful antibiotic in the infection that is sin and evil, no? So we can also encourage them to grow in sacramental life, no? So encourage them to parang seek frequent confession, no? And then also do regular Eucharistic communion, no? So even adaptation, and then parang tulungan natin sila to grow in their prayer life, no? Yung one-on-one communication with God, no? So yung mga taong simbahan, lahat tayo may mga paramihan nga tayo ng prayer practices, di ba? So mano ba ng
mga novenas, mga devotions?
Mano bang i-share natin or parang samahan natin sila na mag-develop in grow in their prayer life, no? So siguro na makakatulong diyan is turuan sila na parang yung meditative type of prayer, no? More than the novenas, yung mga formula prayer. Of course, they're helpful too, no? Pero yung parang yung dasal ba na parang bumababa sa puso, no? So yung meron kang connection and nararamdaman mo deeply si Christ, no? So again, sa mga taong simbahan, if you've experienced that in your life, alam nyo kung ganong how that deep personal encounter with the Lord was a turning point in your own respective faith journey, no? So iba i-share natin yun sa ating LGBT brothers, no? Wag tayong maging maramot doon, no? So let's also introduce them to Christ, no? So as we have encountered him, no? So yeah.
Again, ang maganda yung sinabi mo na yung sacramental life, frequent.
Yes, very important. Yeah.
Eucharistic communion.
Yes. And then so yung infection, di ba? Pagdating sa third naman, yung moisture control, dapat we should offer the right amount of support, no? We have to offer the right amount of fellowship, support, and friendship, no? So hindi
the right amount.
Yun. So hindi siya sobra-sobra na parang we parang pinapabayaan na lang natin na kasi parang gusto ko maging friend, pero hindi din siya kulang na parang masyado naman ako stricto and rigid, no? So there is the right balance of friendship, fellowship, and support, no? So that every human person needs, no? And even for LGBT persons, no? So through our friendship, by extending to them our fellowship and support, no, na yung maganda yung sinabi mo kanina, nakikita kita, no? So parang I see you, no? So I affirm you as a person, no? So yun, we have to be more affirming to them. We also have to be role models to them, no? So kung hindi sila nagkaroon ng positive male or female role models in their life, hopefully us being mga Catholic faithful and Catholic leaders, we portray, no, or we model kung ano ba totoo ang Christian gentleman and a Christian lady, no? And then yung by our offering to them our friendship, we also allow them to have that human connection, no, that is chaste and pure, no, so that's helpful in their healing journey.
Hindi mo po pwedeng itohon yung right amount of moisture. Hindi, this is like peculiar to a person. No?
Tama.
Kailangan din, tama ba, for family and life workers na sensitive ka dun sa sa pagkatao or sa needs, no? Baka naman yung sobra sa isa could be
Tama.
Di kulang naman sa isa? Yun ba in your experience?
Correct. Yeah, ganun talaga yun ang biggest challenge of pastoral accompaniment. Kasi it is specific, it is particular. So lagi siyang case-to-case basis. It's not one rule that applies to all, no? Kaya napakahirap talaga siya, no? So hindi ko na masasabi ako ang galing-galing ko dito. But I'm just offering mga parang from suggestions from based on research, no? So in an ideal, no? So definitely. So discernment yan. Kasi yung taong ina-accompany natin, unique yon. But even the minister is also unique, no? So bawat ministro, pastoral worker, may kanya-kanya tayong love language, no? May kanya-kanya tayong parang boundaries, no? So parang ano yung right amount sa atin may also vary, no? So
may kanya-kanyang pinanggagalingan, no?
Tama,
so,
yes.
In the accompaniment process, minsan dala-dala din natin yung pinanggagalingan natin.
Correct, yeah, as ministers, no? Yeah, so yun. So kaya nga laging listen, discern, no? And then accompany, no? So talagang meron talaga siyang laging parang pre-work, kumbaga, no? So pakinggan at saka discernment, yeah. And then finally, yung last step natin, yung edge of wound, parang based on research to and based also sa church accompaniment, any form of support really helps, no? So kahit yung simpleng na napakinggan mo lang yung isang LGBT person parang in whatever they're going through, that already helps, no? So any support system works, no? So and ang ultimate goal, yung parang ang pinaka-goal natin is mag-close yung wound, no? Yung magsarado yung edge of wound. And I think ultimately, yun din yung sinasabing goal na accompaniment based on Amoris Laetitia, no? So tayo sa ECFL, nag-aral tayo ng Amoris Laetitia, courtesy of Archbishop Gilbert Carcera, no? So accompaniment, discernment, ang ultimate goal of accompaniment is integration, no? So or parang to make it sound more theological, communion, no? So parang yung LGBT person, hindi niya mararamdaman na iba siya sa simbahan or outside siya, pero he belongs and fully integrated into the church community, no? So
fully integrated, yan ang goal natin.
Yes. So increasing communion, di ba? Alam mo naman yung one of the controversies doon sa Amoris Laetitia, yung Eucharist, di ba? Giving of Eucharist in irregular union. Pero ang sinasabi ng Amoris Laetitia is we work towards increasing communion, di ba? Unti-unti until they're qualified to receive the Eucharist, no? So parang ganyan, no? So ganun din. Ang goal natin is yun, parang increasing communion.
Napakaganda nitong time, kumbaga time management, no? Tissue management,
infection control, moisture control,
and edge
of wound.
Now, listening to you, me as a family and life worker, parang nakakakaba, but we know that this is a need in the church and the church needs workers, pastoral workers for this ministry. How may thesis ka, is this available? Pwede ba namin itong bilhin para basahin namin? Saan namin makukuha?
So yung thesis ko was generously published by my school, no? Yung Don Bosco School of Theology. So may Better Living po sila in Parañaque. As far as I know, so printed siya, but as far as I know, they're working on uploading it in their website, no? So Don Bosco School of Theology, hanapin niyo lang po yung website nila. Hopefully parang soon ma-upload na po yung mga lantayan. Yung lantayan po kasi nila, yun yung Pastoral Theological Journal nila, no? So yun yung journal ng school, nandun lahat ng mga key researches that they want to feature, no? So hopefully ma-upload nila.
Your research is publicly published already?
Apo.
Oh,
And so
namin bilhin.
Yeah, I think they're setting up yung system na yun sa Don Bosco School of Theology na website, no? So, and then pagdating naman po sa mga, so that's one way of doing it. And then pagdating naman po sa mga pastoral workers, kung gusto niyo mag-training, yung Don Bosco School of Theology also came up with a 7-module Who Am I to Judge program, no? So ito yung banner
This
ko
is
po
a
sa likod.
training for pastoral workers.
Opo, seven modules siya. So yung whole thesis ko biyak na yan na ano, or you can also invite me to give talks. Wala namang problema po.
Oo, 7 modules, gaano kahaba yan?
I think mga 30 more or less 30 minutes per module yan. So you have to talk and discuss to Don Bosco School Theology how to make it available for your parish communities.
Kasi parang nakikita ko, not only parish communities, but transparochial communities, lahat yan, may family.
Religious communities, yeah. Religious communities, yeah.
At sabi mo nga in the first episode, yung numbers are not negligible. It's actually high compared to North America. So it is something that has to be present. This ministry has to be present. So final words, Edwin, for all our pastoral workers out there seeking to accompany people with homosexual tendencies.
So yung first episode, Rita Bigana, parang yung si Pope Francis, talking about Pope Francis, na yung the controversy behind this approach. Pero if we pay attention to the words of Pope Francis, very helpful talaga siya. Lagi niyang sinasabi, we have, parang when it comes to LGBT persons, we should show compassion, closeness, and be merciful, no? Yun yung laging 3 adjectives na ginagamit niya.
Right.
Exactly the message of my thesis, di ba? Exactly what we find out in the Courage Apostolate, no? So, bilang simbahan, we have to approach the accompaniment of LGBT persons less from the effective intellectual approach, yung doctrine, catechism, ganito ang tama or mali, moral. May place yon, pero yung nare-realize namin, yung mas angkop or mas appropriate para sa pangangailangan ng mga LGBT persons is yung affective, no? To approach it from the heart, no? Affective, no? So kaya closeness, compassion, merciful, exactly the words that Pope Francis keeps on repeating. No? So when it comes to pastoral accompaniment, we verify that from our own pastoral experience. No? So sans all the controversies around the statements made by Catholic news outfits with their own respective agenda. No? So parang kung magpo-focus lang tayo dun sa actually sinabi ni Pope Francis, parang we verify that in our own pastoral experience. So consider offering closeness, being merciful, and showing compassion to whatever they're going through.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Edwin. Very rich episodes that we had today. Thank you, viewers of Buhay Parang Life and viewers of Be Not Afraid. This is Rita Dayrit reminding you today, haba-habaan po ang pasensya sapagkat ang buhay parang life.
And this is Edwin Valles, reminding you na kahit ano man ang pinagdadaanan nyo, listen deep within your hearts the loving words of Jesus Christ. It is I, be not afraid.